Hi everyone.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Alright. You see, in our previous lessons, we have covered all sorts of tenses. Alright, now I'm just wondering whether you can recall some of the tenses that you have learned before. Yeah?
Simple past tense.
Simple past tense from Chang. Yes?
Simple present.
Simple present tense.
Past continuous.
Past continuous Samson.
Present perfect.
Present perfect. What about this side of students? The students that you are kind of quiet.
Future.
Future tense. Future? Future?
Future continuous.
Future perfect tense. Yeah, future perfect continuous tense. What else that you can recall? Past perfect tense. Past continuous tense. Okay, now something that you have missed out. Something that you have missed out, like past perfect continuous, present perfect continuous, present perfect tense, present continuous tense, and many others. Alright, very good job. Okay, now today we're gonna learn something different. So instead of learning tenses individually, like what we did in our previous lessons, like what we did earlier, now I'm gonna focus more on application and the use of tenses. I'll start off with simple past tense and past continuous tense. So at the end of the lesson, I hope that you'll be able to use these two tenses appropriately in your writing as well as in your speaking. Alright? So to start with, I'm going to write 2 sentences on the board. You don't have to write anything yet. Alright? The first sentence, Rita was standing under a tree when it began to rain. Second sentence, Rita stood under a tree when it began to rain. Simple sentence? No vocab, right? Alright, next, I'm going to show you 2 different sets of scenes in picture. I'll start off with the first set. Oops, sorry. Okay, now, class, could you please tell me what do you see in the first picture? A girl, yeah, very good. What is she doing?
Standing.
You sure she's standing?
Walking.
She's walking towards a tree, yeah. What else do you see in the picture? It's raining. Oh, yeah, a squirrel. Okay, now what happened after that? Let's look at the second picture.
Standing under.
Oh, yeah, this lady is standing on a tree. What else? Raining. It is raining. Yeah, okay, but this time you see the bird. Alright. Okay, now let's see whether you have guessed them correctly. Alright. It began to rain. Did somebody say that? Yes, right? Okay. Second picture, Rita stood under a tree. Yeah, I think you have mentioned, right? Very good. Alright, now, let me show you another scene. Is it clear? Okay, now what do you see in the first picture? Sun. Seems hot, am I right? Yeah. What else do you see? A bird, yeah, a bird. What else other than the bird? Yeah, a lady, yeah, or the woman, yeah, standing under the tree. Okay, so what happened later on? Raining, and the woman, yeah, she's still standing under the tree. All right, let's see if you have guessed them correctly once again. First one, Rita stood under a tree. All right, and then it began to rain. I think Alvin has mentioned, right? Okay, now what I want you to do now is to, you think you can see the two of them, the two sets? Alright. Okay. Alright, can you see them clear? Alright, do you think you can match these two sentences, okay, to that two different sets of scenes presented in pictures? Shall we start off with the first scene? First scene. Which sentence? First or second on the board? First or second? Second, very sure? So Rita stood under a tree, yeah, when it began to rain. Alright, so the second scene, the first sentence should match with the second scene, am I right? In that case, okay, so Rita was standing under a tree first when it began to rain. Alright, now, by now, some of students, again, sorry, by now if you're feeling kind of blurred, don't worry, as I'm going to drill in the use of tenses, especially on simple past and past continuous tense, specifically later on in our lesson. Now, do you have your handout on tenses with you? Yeah. Could you please take it out? Now turn to page 5. Page 5 of your handout on tenses. Okay, let's look at combination. Number 1, past continuous plus simple past. Alright, now I would like you to have a look at the first sentence here. Okay, I was studying when he rang. I was studying when he rang. Now, class, obviously, this is not a simple sentence that you are familiar with. A simple sentence consists of one subject and one verb. In this sentence, it has more than that, more than one verb and more than one subject. In fact, there are two subjects and two verbs in this sentence. You think you can tell me what they are? First subject. I, very good. What about the first verb? Was studying. Right. And what about the second subject?
He.
He. And the second verb? Rang. Alright. You know what? This is a typical complex sentence. Complex sentence consists of more than two subjects, two verbs. Consists of more than one subject, one verb, and it usually consists of and usually has a connector. Here, the connector is when. Are you guys clear? Okay, so that's the difference between simple sentence and complex sentence. Right now, let me draw your attention to the verbs we have here. The first verb form we have is was studying, and the second is rang. Alright, now, if I want you to tell me, okay, now, which verb form should be the first action that happened in that situation, and which should be the second action. Alright, can you tell me which is the first action?
Studying.
Was studying. Now, what makes you think that was studying is the first action? It's just a feel. It's a feeling. Am I right? Yeah, most of the time we answer it that way. Okay. Now, if was studying is the first action, then ran will be your second action. Now, I'm sure some students will be very confused with first and second actions. The numbering can be very confusing. So I would like to add more descriptions to it so that you can remember better. Now, first action is equivalent to longer action. Think of it that way. Longer action. Alright, so was studying is the first action as well as a longer action. With that, ran will be our second action as well as a shorter action. So here's the situation like when I was studying last night, when I was studying, rang, okay, the phone was ringing. Alright, the phone rang, sorry. He called me, okay, he rang me. So in this situation, we can see that the second action is meant to interrupt the first action. The second action is where we use simple past tense. Am I right? This action is meant to interrupt the first action. Now, what probably happened to me? What probably happened to me? I was reading, right? What probably happened to me? I stopped reading. I stopped studying because I had to answer the call. Exactly. Okay, now let's move on to the last sentence here. Okay, I was driving to the town when I saw the accident at Jalan Abbas. Okay, Abbas Road. Now, I'm sure you can tell me the two subjects, two verbs, alright, in this sentence, as it is a typical complex sentence. First subject, I. First verb, was driving. Again, the second subject, I. Second verb, saw. What about the connector? When. Alright, now let's have a look at the two verbs. Was driving and saw. Alright, I'm sure you can tell me, first action should be was driving. Okay, other than saying that it is a first action, we'd also describe it as a longer action. Alright, so with that, saw will be the second action as well as the shorter action. So the situation is something like when I was driving to the town, and halfway when I was driving, what happened? Boom. Okay, I saw the accident, the shorter action. Now, the shorter action is meant to interrupt the longer action. Right? What probably happened to me? I was driving, I was driving. What probably happened to me? You can stop the car in the middle of the road. It's very dangerous, right? You slow down the speed of your car. Right, so that is a distraction. That is a distraction. Are you guys clear? Alright, now I'm going to move on to something simple, slightly simple. Slightly easier, sorry. Okay, number 2, on the same page. Number 2, simple past plus simple past. Can everyone have a look at the second example given? When I dropped the cup, the tea spilled on my shirt. Alright? Once again, it is a complex sentence. Okay, a complex sentence consists of two subjects, at least, two verbs, and plus a connector. Alright, so when, connector, I, subject, drop is your first verb. And what about the second subject? Tea, very good. And second verb? Spilled. Okay, let's put our focus on the two verbs here. We have dropped and spilled. What tense they are? Simple past, Okay, Alright, now which should be the first action class? Drop first, Okay, then spilled. Could it be spilled, then drop? It sounds kind of unusual. So most of the time it has to be drop first. Okay, you drop something, then you spilled it, am I right? Okay, now let's take a look at these two actions, these two verbs. Are they closely connected? Closely connected? Think about it. Yes, because of action 1, action 2 happened. Alright, now, For students, once again, who do not like, the numbering, thing that we are using all the time. Okay, now, there's a little formula, okay, which is very useful. Now, in order to find out the first action, all right, now this is how we usually see. Drop is the first action, as you say, right? Okay, it is usually preceded by when. Okay, this is what we call when clause. All right, it is usually preceded by when. Now, I'm going to show you one more example so that you have a clear picture. The last sentence. Can you see, class? Okay, on page 6. He finally bought a car when he saved enough money. Alright, again, this is a complex sentence with 2 verbs, 2 subjects, and a connector. Okay, tell me, what are the 2 verbs you see in this sentence? The first one? Bought, okay, and then followed by? Save. Okay, right. Which one do you think should be the first action? Save, huh? Save enough money then? Bought the car. Could it be bought first and then save? Very unusual, right? Okay, kind of rare. Okay, so it has to be save enough money, then you bought the car. Connected? Are the 2 actions connected? Yes. So that's why we use simple past plus simple past. All right, once again, let's check, okay, whether we got the right thing. You say that this is the first action, right? Save. Am I right? Okay, how do you know that? How do you confirm that this is the first action? When? Yeah, I heard that. Very good. All right, class. Learning the combination of simple past plus simple past, as well as simple past plus past continuous tenses, are very useful in your writing. You realize that, okay, most of the time when you write a story, all right, you use a lot of past tenses. Agree? Okay, so I have done too much talking, I would say that. It is time for us to have some pair works. Okay, now you have a textbook with you, right? Could you all please turn to page 31 of the textbook. Page 31 of the textbook, exercise 28. Now, how many questions do you see here? 5 questions. Okay, now, I know that we have exactly 20 students here. Okay, now I would like you to work in pairs. Alright, so I will have 10 groups all together. Okay, because we are running out of time. I mean, we don't have enough time. It is impossible for me to get you to work on all questions. So I'll be assigning the question, okay, for each group. Alright, each of you, each pair. Is it alright?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll start off with Alicia and Florence. Question 1. Okay, Cherry and Yor. Question 2. Okay, Vashti and Chang. Question 3. Okay, Hugh and Robert. 4. Okay, Alvin and Joyce. 5. Alright, so back to Stephanie, okay, and Frank. Stephanie and Lim. Yeah, right. Question 1 again. Okay, question 2, Sue, the 2 Sues. Alright, question 3, Samson and Chop. Alright, then Lim Xiao Wei. Alright, and friend, question 4, right? Question 4. And then question 5 for Chang and Hong. Okay, now, before you start, I would like you to have a discussion with your partner. Try to discuss with your partner on the correct answer. And remember what we have learned earlier. Simple past plus past continuous tenses. Alright? Use them correctly, okay? Use them correctly, okay, in your answer. Okay? And I'm gonna give you around like 2 minutes. Is it okay? To work on this now. At the end of the lesson, alright, now I would like to select 5 groups among you, and I would like you to role play the dialogues in the question for the rest of the class. Okay, you don't have to stand up, don't worry. Yeah, just present your dialogue where you're sitting. Right, it's just that your voice has to be loud enough. Alright? Are you guys clear? Okay, now try not to look at the book if it is possible. Try to present the talk naturally. So we'll take 2 minutes, alright, to finish off the questions. Alright, and then we'll start the role play. Okay, now, if you have any questions, just raise your hand. I'll come to you. Now, class, if you're done with your practice, let's have a quick, if you're done with your question, let's have a quick practice on the dialogue. Okay? Ready? Or you need more time? How about another, 1 more minute. Alright, let's have some fun. Okay, I'm sure you're already done with your work, right? Okay, now, can I pick or is there any volunteer? Any volunteer? I'd like question number 1 to be performed first. Question 1. How about Licia and Florence? Yeah, okay.
Why were you at you?
Oh, I was waiting for an overseas call from my family.
Did they call?
Oh yes, it was wonderful hearing from them.
Very good. Did you hear their answers, class?
Yes.
Very good. Okay, now, can I hear from group number 2? Group number 2. The two shoes. Alright, ready?
Yes. How did you break your arm?
Try not to refer to your textbook. Yeah, could you please do it again? Yeah.
How did you break your arm?
I slipped on the ice while I was crossing the street in of the dome.
Okay. How did you break? Am I right? How did you break your arm? Right. And I sleep. PPED, right? All right. Very good. Group number 3. How about Samson and Chalk? Yeah.
You are late again. You were supposed to be here in 10 minutes ago. Where were you?
I was looking for a place to park.
Did you find one?
Well, yes and no. I parked my car illegally.
Illegally. Yeah. Did you hear the answers? Yes. All right. So I was looking for a place to park. Did you find one? I parked my car illegally. All right. Number 4. Vashti and Chang. No. Hugh and Robert. Okay. Let's have a try.
How did it go? Did you ask the manager for a raise when you saw her yesterday? No, she was talking about the big presentation for next week. She looked pretty busy. I decided to wait until later.
Very good. You've got everything correct, but it seems that you were looking at your scripts. Am I right? Yeah. Okay. Now, did you hear the answers? Yeah. Did you ask the manager for a raise when you saw her? She was working on a big presentation. She looked pretty busy. I decided to wait until later. Okay, the last group. Can I have Alvin? Okay, Alvin and Joyce.
I had a bad day yesterday.
Oh, what happened?
I got a traffic ticket
Really? That's too bad. I was too hot.
for running a red light. I was driving home and not paying attention to the road. I did not see the red light and just kept driving.
Very good. Did you hear the answers?
Yes.
All right, you've done, your role play wonderfully. All right, now, so class, in order to round off this activity, I'm going to show you 2 different sets of scenes in pictures. Again. I'm sure the picture is big enough, right? Okay. So this guy is called Henry. What is he doing? Walking, hiking. Yeah. All right. Then what happened next? Taking picture. Hey, you think this is a tiger, right? A lion. Okay. Yeah. All right now. It's actually a bear. Alright now, with some of the words given here, I would like you to form your sentence. Alright? By looking at the situation, Henry, okay, while he was walking, a longer action, am I right? Okay, and what happened? While he was walking in the mountains, Henry saw a bear. Okay, now, so what did we say earlier? What did I say earlier? Second action, where we use simple past tense, it's meant to interrupt the first action. So what probably happened to Henry? He was walking, right? He was walking in the mountains, and what probably happened to Henry? He stopped walking. Yeah, he has already stopped, right? Yeah, you can see that he's taking a picture of a bear. Okay, so are you guys clear? Okay, with this I'm going to move on to the second scene. Alright, so in the first picture we can see that there are two persons. Yeah, two persons, okay, are they talking? No, they are not, right? This is Jenny, and this is? Where is Andy? Inside a restaurant, okay? And what happened after that? Hi, Jenny, you know. Andy came out, right? Out of the restaurant to say hi to Jenny. Okay, now let's look at the words given. Now I want you to form your sentence. Yeah, Andy came out of the restaurant when he saw Jenny. Alright, class. Which is action one? Saw, right? And saw Jenny and he got out of the restaurant. Okay? So let's double check our answer again. What did I say earlier? You said that this is action one, right? And it is preceded by when. Alright. Alright, class. To test, okay, to assess whether you fully understand, what I have been teaching throughout the whole lesson, I would like to invite the whole class to perform a pantomime. While I'm reading out these short descriptions. Okay, could you all please stand up? Yes. Now, please pay special attention to the past verb forms while you are in the middle of presenting your pantomime. Alright? Okay, so are you ready, class?
Yes.
Yeah? Now, the subject is to do with washing one's hands. She was standing at a sink. She was standing at a sink. Standing at the sink. Action? 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 Are you going to stand like this in front of the sink? Okay, come on. What are you going to do with your hand? Okay, yeah. All got ready. Okay, very good. Alright, now. She turned on the faucet. Okay? Somebody say okay. Then she picked up some soap. Yeah. While she was washing her hands, longer action. The soap slipped out of her hands and dropped to the floor. Oh. She bent over to pick it up. Okay, very good. Then she finished washing her hands and turned off the faucet. At the end, she wiped her hands on the towel. Very good. Let's give yourself a big round of applause. You can put your hands up. Okay, homework time. Now, have a look at your textbook, page 32. Textbook, page 32, exercise 30. Now, there are 4 possible pantomime subjects, from opening a door with a key, taking a picture with a camera, reading a newspaper while drinking a cup of coffee, and being unable to start a car. Now, I want you to select 1 out of 4, okay, 1 subject, okay, 1 out of the 4 subjects. Extend the subject into a paragraph with around 50 words, okay, and please make sure you write your paragraph in complete sentences. Now, bear in mind with what we learned today: simple past and past continuous tenses. All right, use them a lot, okay, in your paragraph. Okay, now any questions, class? You sure? All right, I think let's call it a day. Yeah. Oh, one last thing. We're gonna work on simple past tense and past perfect tense in our next lesson. All right, thank you.